Good morning, it's day 20. How's that even possible? How are you doing? I hope you're doing okay. Let's open some advents.
Adagio's 24 Days of Tea. Day 20. Ribus Nutcracker. Alice in Wonderland, Brew. Day 20. Maybe an Earl Grey. Tea Source Tea. Daedalus Favorite. Sense and Sensibility. Titanic. 24 Trips of Tea. David's Tea Organic. Day 20. Silk Dragon Jasmine. Tea Thoughts. Day 10. Ancient Yunnan. And here are the teas for day 20. Tea Thoughts, Tea Source Tea, Sense and Sensibility, David's Tea, Adagio, Brew. Okay, feeling a little bit better. Drinking the first tea. This is the Sense and Sensibility, and I think I should have steeped it hotter and longer. Off to work. Feeling much better from this morning. I don't know if you can tell, but clearly I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. It is now 3 o'clock, 3:30. I worked, I was like, I need to get certain things done so that I can feel comfortable going into the holidays. And I just like put on focus mode and just like focused. I set a timer to make sure I got up and stood every once in a while because standing with my legs are not, or not standing is not a good thing. So I had to run out and do a couple errands. Very happy about, okay, so here's actually what had happened. I went to a store, everything was going well and everything, and then I overheard a conversation of like these two people like just loudly talking, and they were being so mean and so disrespectful and just so cruel, and it just like, oh, it hurt my heart. And it took me a bit, like there was like some anger boiling up, and I don't like that emotion, and I know that you're supposed to like try to like feel through the emotions. And yeah, so I put on a podcast and like got out of there, ended up having to drive to another location and put on a podcast that really helped kind of like bring my mind back to, you know, where I want to be and the type of person that I want to be and the type of person that I want to represent, and not just like outwardly, but in my brain as well. Like I want to treat you with kindness, but I also want to treat myself with kindness. And this podcast made me realize that I just might not be as kind to myself as I should be. And I think that is going to be something I'm going to be working on in 2024, is that, yeah, not just being kind to others, but being kind to yourself is so important. And, you know, showing yourself that love and respect, you know, yeah, it's just, yeah. As you know, if you've been around for a while, kindness is like very important to me. And I need to remember that I need kindness as well too. I need to show myself kindness. And I hope that we can all get to that point where we don't judge others and we're not so cruel. And yeah, I think it's time for a tea. And then I thought we could, yeah, just kind of hang out, because I feel like we haven't really been able to do that so much. I was hoping to be able to go on a walk with you today, but it's still raining and it's really, really cold. Although I think that my brain could use the walk. But all right, I am going to steep up Tastesaurus teas, because on the back it says, take a moment's break from your quest to enjoy a relaxing cup of tea, soft and rustic, lightly smoked with hickory, sweet and comforting enough so that you feel you're ready to get back to saving the world. And I have no idea where this came from, like what fantasy this is, but that's what I need right now. And I looked in the dish to see what was available, and this was available, and I was like, that seems perfect. It is black tea, Labrador tea, cedar leaves, rosemary, lemon balm, honeysuckle petals. And I had the question about the size, like this is a big package, how much is actually in it? And I'm gonna show you, maybe. That is our snack drawer. All right, so you can reseal this, but it's one certain, ooh, that's like smoky forest. Oh, I'm quite interested. Okay, let's see, can you see? So let me put this on a plate so you can actually see, and then I can show you. I am not disappointed when things are just like one serving, especially for Advance, and especially for the amount of Advance that I do, because I just want to try everything. So, you know, so this would be like a normal scoop. So it's like an overflowing scoop. If I drop this, gracious Jann. There was a tea that I loved so much. I think I finally did drink the rest of it. I might have kept the box or the tin to just smell. It was like Winter Green Wonderland. It was David's tea. I'm like, that was amazing. But this doesn't smell like that, but it has like foresty things in it, which reminds me of that. Okay. With all of that said, off to steeping I go. I will meet you. Grab your tea. We're gonna have a sit down. Thank you for joining me on the floor. I love sitting on the floor. Like if I go to somebody's house and I have the option to be able to sit on the floor or sit on an awkward dining chair uncomfortably with no table in front of me, yes, please give me the floor. It smells nice. Like it smells so different. Still very hot. There's like, I wouldn't say smoky, like lightly smoky, not really smoky. There's something there though. Oh, it's really nice though. Very like a slow me down moment, which is what I need. I thought I could show you a couple things if you will allow me. I have this here little box that you were supposed to put like different pictures in, and I did for the longest time, but then one day Jeanette and I, we played this, you know, you draw for a bit, then I draw for a bit, and it was so fascinating to see what happened and where the picture went, and it was just so fun. But inside I do have some special things that I can't show you everything, but I'll show you a few things. But if you could see this here, This here, Jeanette drew for me. Originally, it was Gary was scuba diving with a whale, like just like this, but it was on a ceramic mug type thing. And I loved it so much. Hi, baby. I loved it so much, but it got broken and I was so heartbroken. So she made me this. It was actually a card. I believe that's a card. Gary, what are you doing? Want to say hi? Give me a baby. Oh, here it is. Say hi. My paws are wet. Yeah, they are. So I love keeping cards and stuff. And I love, like, Jeanette like paints and draws little cards and stuff for me, and I keep them in here. She's like, remember when we joked about a bouquet of kittens? This was probably where maybe it all started. A proper tea party, and that's Gary having birthday tea with my antique Ainsleys, and he's sitting there with a whale. I just love it. It brings me so much joy. Gare Bear, don't push on that, honey. And then she did this one, which is just so adorable and so cute. You can see this was when we had Phoebe, poor little Mrs. Phoebe. But yeah, there's a whole story that goes with it, and it's just so adorable. But I don't know if you can see the expressions and stuff. Oh, so sweet, so sweet. She drew one of my teacups and put hearts all around it. So adorable. So I love keeping cards. And if you've sent me a card, I've probably kept it. Let me see how messy this is. It's not too bad, actually. We're just gonna have show and tell. This here was actually my very first purchased camera. I saved up. I was so excited about it. I don't know if you remember, it was when it first came out and you could get, oh, how do I get into this? You could get what's that called? Ow. Okay, the film went in there. You're not gonna be able to see that. I'm so sorry. All together, it was just like one little cartridge. And this is all like properly sealed and everything because it was an underwater camera, and it took like the big long panoramic ones. It took like 3 different styles, and you would like switch it here. As you can see, I loved this camera so much that it's all like worn off. It is a Minolta, and I'm so happy that I kept this. I loved like the sturdiness of it. I loved the design of it. The fact that it was like when it first came out with those types of like, you know, different landscapes and stuff that you could choose for your photos. I was so excited about that. And I remember having to save up to get this. Oh, so happy I still have this. It feels so good in my hands, like so good. And this here is like rubbery, and then it has like a thumb, so like so good. This is my camera that I use for most everything else. It's a Canon Rebel SL2. Yeah, so this would be typically what I would use. Although I have been using my iPhone a lot more. I have this from my mom, and this was our baby Phoebe, and she passed away a couple of years ago, I guess. And I built this actually, this was like my first Lego that like I got myself, and I built this together on my channel. Oh, I know I talk about Tanya all the time. My good friend Tanya, who has a book of poems coming out, but these are two other poets that I absolutely adore. Sarah Kay, there's Sarah there. I would love to be able to see her perform in person, but she doesn't do many performances. I also love Shane Coizet. I can't pronounce his last name. No surprise. I did get to see him in person, and I was so upset with myself that I didn't stay true to like being like standing ovation. Like, he so deserved that. And I just, yeah, oh gracious, so good. But I did get him to sign this. I stood in line and got him to sign it. But I feel like the audience wasn't as appreciative of his work as what was warranted. Maybe that's just how I felt. I'll show you one more thing. I won this award once. I don't think I've ever really won an award, but I did this. It was the I belonged to Toastmasters, which is a public speaking group, and the reason why I belonged to that was because when I first started trying to do any public speaking, I would actually black out. Like my vision would go. I couldn't see anybody. The room would just like disappear. I couldn't see anything. So after a while in my career, I was like, I'd like to probably start doing some things and feel more confident and be able to really like voice my opinion, because like I couldn't speak. I couldn't do it. So I joined Truro Toastmasters, and I made some amazing friends there, lifelong friends. And yeah, it was just amazing. It was so good. I remember though, when I first went, they do this impromptu, like, what do they call it? Table topics? I don't know. If any of you guys are Toastmaster people, please let me know. The group is no longer around in our community, or else I would still go. But when I would first start, they would have these, it was called table topics. So you were given a quick question, and you had like, I don't know, 30 seconds to a minute or something like that to give a response on the fly. It could be a question about anything, like, you know, why are dinosaurs purple, or, you know, something very, you know, clearly I can't think on my head still, on my feet. But I would actually like, so I would black out, but the other thing is that I could only come up with SpongeBob answers. So embarrassing. And if you're ever like, I wonder where Gary got his name. Yeah, so it would only be SpongeBob. So if it was like, you know, like, oh, Jann, like, you know, tell us about, you know, what you think the weather tomorrow is going to be like. My response would be something about how, you know, it's going to be, you know, a chance of showers down under the sea, and, you know, the pineapple house is going to like survive. Like, I don't know. I knew all the terms back then, but I would always just like talk about SpongeBob, and that was it. So, this is really nice. Okay, I know I said I'd only show you one more thing, but I'll show you one more. So, remember how I said that like I do photography and stuff for my job, my business now? This is Monarch Tea. So Katie is the owner of Monarch Tea, and when she sent me that she got a card. Like, this is a card that she gives people. And I took that photo and I'm so proud of myself. Like, I feel like I've come a long way in being able to be like, I like myself. and I know I still have a lot of work to do, but even if every once in a while we can just say, you know what, I did that, I'm proud of myself. It's not arrogant. It's just, you know, why can't we just be happy for ourselves? So, and with that, I'm actually going to say so long for tonight. I'm going to give Jeanette the night off and make sure that we can try to get the tree decorated, maybe watch a movie and just relax and enjoy each other's company. I know that everything has been a lot the past few weeks, and yeah, I just need a little bit of relaxing this evening. So I hope you are doing well. I hope you like yourself. I hope you know how wonderful you are. And I hope to see you here tomorrow too. Please leave a comment down below. Of course, that's the way that you enter for the Brew Kindness giveaway, and all that information is in the description box, or you can go to Tea with Jann. At the top, there is a link that says Vlogmas. And I do have some other things I need to add in there. And yeah, I'm really excited. So yeah, leave a comment. I can't wait to chat with you guys and catch up. Until tomorrow, take care. Bye. I'll tell Jeanette you said hello. That is such a good tea. I better tell you the name of it again. It's this. Jeanette's usually really good at keeping me on track on that.